This is a good one. Let's see what we got here.
And I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did. This is an accountability post. I met him on Hinge, and this was back when the algorithm was working a lot better, and it was like 2022, I believe. I didn't like his profile. I just knew he was gonna like me, and the next day he did. Normally I name names, but just in case he has a new girl and they're at peace, I don't want to disrupt his situation, so I'm not gonna name his name. But anyway, we met up quickly, we went on a date, and we ended up being like glued to each other pretty fast. We were like in a relationship within like a month, I believe.
I got a feeling right at the beginning what the problem was. And you let me know if you can tell really early on what the problem is in the comments. But it came to me pretty quickly.
He locked it down. He was not trying to see me single. This man was fine. He was like 6'3", buff, long hair. He looked like Roman Reigns. Society would easily give him a 9, easily. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But frankly, his looks were pretty irrelevant, honestly. He actually was very kind, very sweet, very empathetic, very emotional, very in tune.
Looks can get you in the door initially, but you can quickly decline if you're not doing things right. And this guy did it all wrong. It didn't matter he was 6'5". It didn't matter he was buff. It doesn't matter if you got abs. It really doesn't. Those things do help you get in the door. I guess this is a text he sent her. Blah, blah, commitment level. My commitment level is very high. That's how he starts off talking. Let me destroy the mystery for you. Let me ruin it right from the start. You write a text like this, let's read a little more. Which I express quite often. I'm never going to control you because that's not me. I try my best to be the ideal boyfriend and future husband that you deserve. He's digging the grave here. I literally put you before me because that is what you're worthy of. You know, I would do anything for you and my actions have aligned. There's no other person I want in this life. I've already found you. Women like challenge. You are destroying and taking away everything she wants. Do not write a long text like this unless you want to get rid of the girl you're with. I know the women who are listening to me are going to get upset, and this is what we want. We want you to open our heart. What women want and what they respond to are very different things. If you listen to what she says, you're going to step in the bucket. You're not going to score any points. I've done stuff like this. How much has it worked? A big fat 0. It never, ever works. He's going with a logical man mind. He's like, I'm going to tell her, I'm going to lay it all out there so she knows and she could feel comfortable. I'm on her side. You're thinking like a dude. That works if you're dating another dude, maybe. I don't know. But if you do that with women, it's not going to work at all. You've destroyed any kind of a challenge, any kind of a mystery. And those are the two things she really wants. She wants a challenge. She wants a mystery. Yeah, you meet her halfway on stuff, but ultimately, she doesn't want you to spill your guts and tell her how great she is and how worthy she is and that you're going to do everything and be the man she deserves. And she wants to wonder if you feel that way. She doesn't want you to tell her.
His emotions, but also quite emotional. And, you know, he just had a lot of very positive traits. The number one being, he did not play about me at all. We went to brunch with his brother and sister-in-law, and they were kind of cold, like not really like, I don't know, warming up to me. And he called that out immediately. He was like, absolutely not. When his brother was not trying to get to know me after like we had met, he was like, can you put more effort in with Britt? Like, that's my girl. Like, put some respect on Britt's name. Like, he did not play about me at all.
You're too intense, my friend. You're much, much too intense. You have to be casual. You have to kick back a little. If your family's not trying to wicked hard to get to know her, you're way, way too intense and too involved. And you're not that far into this relationship. This will repel a woman like oil and water. This is a repellent to a woman.
I had never in my life dated a man like that. I had never dated a man who was on my side. I don't know, defended me. I've never had that before. He also impressed my parents. My mom.
I'm not saying don't be on her side and don't defend her. I'm not saying that. But be appropriate. This guy's very intense and I'm going to win this girl. I'm going to tell her everything. I'm going to tell my family. I'm going to do it. It's way too much pressure for her. She wants it to unfold. She wants to think about you. She wants to wonder, how does he feel? What does he know about me? She wants to approach you with that. If you're approaching her with that, You're giving up your role as a man.
Liked him a lot. She said I broke his heart, and honestly, I agree. But yes, my parents liked him a lot. So we dated for like 6
Yeah, she dried right up, buddy. She dried right up, and we've all been there. This is a lesson to be learned. And for the gentlemen who are listening to this and watching this, even if you're in your 40s, your 50s, or 60s, it doesn't mean you can stop and do what this guy does. It doesn't mean you can pour your heart out right in the beginning. And no, nothing's changed. She's still a woman, no matter how old she is. She's still a gal.
months, and I kept feeling like something was just missing throughout the relationship. Like something just felt like it was missing, and I would communicate that.
Yeah. Challenge. You were not a challenge at all. Doesn't mean you have to play hard to get. You don't have to be a jerk. You don't pour your heart out in long text messages like that. You just don't. Because you're ruining it for her. You're spoiling all the fun. She gets to wonder with her friends and, oh, I don't know. He's really hot and he's 6'5". And maybe this could be the one for me. Maybe you just, I'm the one. I'm going to show you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You took away all that fun. You took away all her girl fun. Yeah, this is the language of women. They don't want all that. They want to discover that themselves, and it's a joy. And they go with their friends, and they talk to their friends about it. And you reveal yourself a little at a time, not with the words you say so much. Take it a little slower.
To him, like, oh, I like you a lot. I love you, but like something's just missing. And
No, she doesn't love you. You squashed that, unfortunately.
Didn't know what it was, and this poor guy was just doing his best to try to figure out what was missing, like trying to make adjustments, but like he just couldn't figure it out, and neither could I, because I didn't have the self-awareness that I have now. What was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to like truly...
No, she's off. She's right about chaos. Look, everybody who's listening to me now, women, they like that up and down of emotion. And if you're going to reveal yourself the way this gentleman has, she doesn't get that. She gets, I know where you are. I know what you want. I know you're going to do this. I know how you feel. I know how you want your family to feel. It's all this. She doesn't get any up and down of emotion. You're robbing her of this. Oh, but John, I want to be upfront. I want to be honest. Yeah, you could be upfront and honest, but not like this. She's saying, oh, the chaos is missing there. Because you took away all the challenge. You took away the challenge. You took away the wonder. You took away the mystery. And she's going to overanalyze things right now, but you'll see it's simpler than we're all making it out to be.
Heal myself after my relationship prior to him, which was with an abusive guy, very abusive, emotionally avoidant guy, emotionally unavailable, everything. Okay, I had not healed from that, not enough to be with a person who was safe. And so one day when he pissed me off, I broke up with him like on a whim. Because the majority of my prior relationships were with like...
She didn't need to heal. She just didn't need to be bored to death.
Antagonistic men, I was not ready to receive someone who was safe and loving and kind and caring. Maybe I didn't think I deserved it. Maybe I couldn't recognize what it was. My nervous system didn't know what to do with safe. My parents were kind of emotionally unavailable. Growing up in that dynamic, you kind of look for that in partners as well. So
she's overanalyzing. Her parents were probably busy working, emotionally available. Maybe they weren't emotionally available, but we just like overanalyze, and we're all like, we all know too much, make it all overly complicated.
I ended up with emotionally unavailable men, back to back to back. That brings me to my next point. For a while, what I felt like the relationship was lacking was him being a true leader. He would defer to me to make a lot of decisions because he felt like I was more intelligent than him. He would want me to like plan stuff. He would want me to just like make a lot of choices that I felt like the man should make.
She's so right. Guys, you got to be a man. Stop asking her opinion on things. She wants someone to lead. I don't believe all the crud and all the culture, and it's not true. She wants someone to lead. She wants you to decide where to go to dinner. She wants you to come up with a fun thing and say, hey, I got something you're going to love. Meet you here at 8. She doesn't want, hey, what would you like to do? And Where would you like to go to eat? And she wants you to lead and take her on an adventure. Go ahead, crucify me in the comments, ladies. But you know you want that. You don't want to make a bunch of decisions. You don't. You want the guy to come up with some stuff. You don't want him to make a huge deal out of everything. You're being overly pleasing. You're being overly attentive. You're being overly revealing. You're thinking like a man. I'm a man, and this is what I would want. I would want someone to ask me and see my opinion on things and see whether I want to go eat here, or whether I want to go to this or this. Stop with all the choices. Come up with something and say, hey, I got something. You free Friday night? I'll meet you here. I'll pick you up. Don't tell her everything. We could do this and then go there. We can go to the movies and then, or play miniature golf. Or we could do this and do that. No. Be a man. Take the lead. Hey, I got a great restaurant. Let's go. Oh, no, I'm not going to. You don't tell me where to go with it. Yeah, if someone's going to respond like that, do you really want that in your life? Do you?
And I just didn't want to do that. I wanted like a leader in the way that I saw leader, like how I viewed it. But like knowing that he has weaknesses and that I have strengths, and then deferring to me where he's weak and letting him take the reins where he's strong is leadership. Like, okay, he could lead when it comes to protecting and providing and whatever, but he may have needed help with planning and stuff that he's not so good at. But I just couldn't see that at the time because I was dumb. I thought I needed 10 out of 10.
She wasn't dumb. She's just feeling her nature as a woman. We're different. We're different. Don't buy all the culture that's telling you we're the same. We're wonderfully different, and it's awesome. We're wonderfully different. She's wonderful. She's feeling the way she should feel, and she's overthinking it, thinking, oh, I'm just not ready. I'm not mature enough. I didn't heal my past wounds. No, you're fine. He's just coming at you the wrong way.
And boxes checked. But relationships are not found, they are built. Soulmates are built. Boxes can be built. If the person is at 7 or 8 and the last 2 need some work, you can meet them halfway. They can meet you halfway. Adjustments can be made. You don't have to break up. So though he had 8 of my 10 boxes, I was still too traumatized to accept him. I couldn't regulate my own nervous.
You can't force yourself to be in love. You can't force yourself to have. She went on, she got rid of this guy, had some other ones, and she got it all attracted to them because they weren't doing all this stuff. They were a mystery. They were a challenge. They weren't revealing every aspect of their feeling and laying it all out there on the table. So she got to wonder about them. She got to develop attraction for them. And she's like, I couldn't regulate my nervous system. I couldn't, she's part of her thinking regret because now I'm with a bunch of jerks and I could have had this guy. And she's going to call this guy and it's not going to work out again. She's not going to be attracted. He's going to still be that guy and she's going to still be that girl and she's not going to be attracted. She's regretting something that really is just nature. It's just nature.
System fully yet. I had gotten to that point at 25 and met a very abusive man at 26 and I lost all my progress. So I still needed chaos and I ruined it. The next guy I dated after that ended up being another avoidant who was emotionally unavailable and ended up breaking my heart worse than anybody else I'd ever experienced in my entire life. So I got my karma pretty fast, I guess.
I'm going to guess she might have come on too strong. What are you thinking? What are you doing? I don't know where we stand. And that, this kind of stuff. She became who that guy was in that last one. I want this in a relationship. I want that in a relationship. I want someone who's going to be blah, blah, blah. I can be there for you, whatever. She's blaming herself for her normal feelings as a woman.
Be a lesson. If you've met someone who's good, they protect you well, they show up, they love you, but you feel like something's missing or something feels off or whatever the case may be, or it feels boring, make sure that something is not just the trauma that you're used to. Make sure that, you have healed enough to even receive what they're offering you. You don't need a perfect man. You just need a man that checks enough boxes that you can work with the rest. Anyway, that angel wasn't even...
Ladies, don't force yourself. Thinking this guy's a good guy, and you're not really attracted. Don't do that. That's not fair to him either. You got to be true to yourself and your own nature. She's blaming herself and thinking she hasn't healed from trauma and stuff like that. No, this is just her normal feelings as a woman. And women, let me know in the comments below, please. You probably feel the exact same way. You don't want a guy to come on too strong. You don't want to make all the decisions. You don't want to be consulted about every little detail and given tons of choices. You really don't.
On social media like that, so he'll probably never see this, but still, if you do see this, I hope you're doing great. I fumbled the man I probably should have married, and I'm...
Yeah, she's thinking she should have married this guy. Of course she shouldn't have. And there are people who do this and they get married and you're within 2 years, you're miserable and cheating. Yeah, don't blame yourself. If you feel this way, it's natural for you to feel this way, no matter what trauma you had. Yeah, maybe you made some bad choices. We all do. I've been dating for 40 years. Did I make every good decision I could have made? No, I didn't. And ladies, neither are you. But forcing yourself into a situation because he's good on paper. No, if he's not a challenge, he's not mysterious at all. He's laying it all out there. He could be a good guy, but he's overdoing it. And these are lessons you learn when you're younger. And then, because really, you got to understand, well, John, I want to treat a woman fairly and I want to give her, yeah, you want to give her what she wants. You don't want to give her what a man wants. You're thinking with your male brain and all logical. I would want this. I would want a woman to, this and this. I should give her choices because I like having choices. I should let her know where I stand because it makes me feel good logically to know where I stand. Yeah, you're logicaling yourself right out of a relationship. And you probably could have had a good relationship with her. She seems fine. She's thinking she's traumatized. That's why I didn't pick this guy, but it's not true. It's not true. Gentlemen, there's a lot to learn from this video. And for all the women who are listening, there's a lot to learn here too. Don't blame yourself if someone's like this. You're not feeling what you need to be feeling to feel in love with someone. And that's simply what it is. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it. Subscribe. That really helps me out if you guys are subscribing and showing your support. I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the next video.